Hello, welcome to Doki Doki Literature Club Part 6, I think. So, last episode, a lot of stuff happened. Well, no, not what a lot of stuff. One massive thing happened. And now Sayori's all glitched out. If you want to go see the last video, it'll be in my description, as well as there's probably an info card somewhere here that you can click on as well. So this is going to be an actual horror game now, which I'm kind of excited about, but at the same time I'm not. So let's just get into it. Yeah, wait, is it? Yeah, if it's restarted, I don't know how this is going to play out without Sayori. I see an annoying girl running toward me from a distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she's drawing to herself. That girl is my neighbour and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you never see yourself making today, but it just works because you've known each other for so long. I imagine this is going to just be rehashing the same stuff, so imagine this will have a lot more cuts in it. We used to walk together to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would have to sleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. If she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better running away. However, I just sit and idle in front of the crosswalk and let catch up to me. I can't read that. Oh. Music glitched. It's an ordinary school day like any other. Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. I've always walked to school alone. Okay, so this is like completely rewriting everything that's happened. I always tell myself it's about time I met some girls or something like that, but I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there'll be any girls there in it anyway. Yeah, fair enough. The school is as ordinary as any other. And it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them are probably way too demanding for me to want to deal with. I just have no choice but to start with the anime club. My guy, Gem? So who's this gonna be then? Monica! Oh my goodness, I totally didn't expect to see him. It's been a while, right? Sorry, I'm just gonna, it's written. Yeah, it has. Monica smiles sweetly. We know each other well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class this year. Oh yeah, so they would know. I guess that makes more sense. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, popular, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out my league. So having a smile so generally feels a little... What do you come in here for anyway? Oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? So you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? About that. I actually quit the debate club. What? Don't tell me. Right, you're starting a literature club, right? Really? You quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I started a new one. Literature club. I'm very scared about these glitches. Literature? That sounds kind of dull. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there's only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Also, I would just like to mention that I did a bit of digging, and no matter what you pick, Sayori dies anyway, so that made me feel a bit better. I just forgot to mention that. It's really hard to get new members. Well, I can see that. It's really not that boring at all, you know. Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of the members even keeps a manga collection in the club room. You're really gonna call my girl Natsuki out like that? Wait, really? isn't it funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. Well, it kind of is. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monica say she? Hey, Jem. By any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? How would she know that? I mean, I guess so, but in that case, is there any chance you'd do me a big favour? I won't ask you to join, but if you could just at the very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. If you don't really know each other that well, you can't really ask for a favour, but at the same time, this guy clearly likes Monica, so... Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica? Yeah. Sure, I guess I could check it out. Ah, awesome. You're really sweet, Jam, you know that. Oh, shucks. It's nothing really. Nah, forget about it. Should we go then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. Monica? You didn't have to say that. And thus today marks the day I saw myself on Monica and Irresistible Smile. So there's a few changes here and there. I timidly follow Monica across the school. Upstairs, a section school I rarely visit, being generally used for third classes and activities. Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. I'm back! And I brought a guest with me. A guest? Seriously? You brought a boy? Would it kill the atmosphere? Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Jam. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. Well, two now. So let me guess. You're Monica's boyfriend, right? Nah. What? No, I'm not. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name apparently is Natsuki, is one I don't recognise. Oh, did you recognise her? You spent a lot of time with her. The small figure makes me think she's probably first year, so we completely reset. Okay. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. This is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears to be comparatively more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. So like when they argue because Sari's not here anymore, what sort of happens there? Bit on the nose, isn't it? Jesus Christ! What is that picture? Jesus Christ! Was that there before it I don't know. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So I ran into Jam in a classroom, and he decided to come back and check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica? Didn't I tell you I need to know in advance before you brought anyone new? You're not the vice president, no? So I don't see how you could have. I was going to. Well, you know. Sorry. I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Jam? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. So, I know you didn't really plan to come in here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club feel exciting, fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It's really hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are really interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. Well, joining a club isn't really like that effort unless it's something physically demanding like football. But like, if you've just got something like literature, all you have to do is show up and that's about it. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. but it makes sense. It makes school events like the festival that much more important. Okay, so the festival's still a big thing. I'm confident that we can all grow this club before we graduate, right, Natsuki? Well, nope. Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. It's just different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard to find these two. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. Can you keep a whole tea set in the classroom? Don't worry, the teacher gives us permission. After all, doesn't a cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Yeah, don't let Yuri don't let yourself get intimidated by Yuri. She's just trying to impress you. That's not insulted. Yuri looked away. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading may not be a pastime for me, but I at least try tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, what kind of things do you like to read? Yeah. I'll be on my way then. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then. Can't wait. With that, I depart from the club and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the three girls: Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in our literature club? As I'll have the chance to grow close to one of these girls. Alright, I just need to make most of the circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will follow me. And I guess we'll start with writing a poem tonight. Okay, so the first day was pretty much the same, except I can't convince myself to go to therapy when I'm the happiest I've ever been. I'd rather keep this up until I blow my cover and someone takes me to the emergency room. I'm guessing that's his room. Huh. So the first day was pretty much just the same. Let me save. Oh, all save's gone. So we just need to write a poem. We went for Natsuki last time, so I imagine I'm gonna go for Yuri. Oh, okay. I guess Sarah's words are transferred to her. There we go. Okay, so we just need to pick the long words. Or the oddly depressing words. I don't know what that word means. Loser. There we go. We should like it kind of worries me that suicide's for Yuri now. Anyway, we should let's do the last few for Natsuki, because I don't want her to completely hate mine. And I guess it is easy to discern between them. There we go. Yeah, it is a lot easier to like determine which is which now, because Sarah's not here anymore. Hi again, Jam. Let's see you didn't run away from us. Haha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I always keep my word. Right. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I see the picture's still there. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Jam. Okay, we're just gonna ignore everything that happened with your face. Hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. No, why would it be? You should dive headfirst into literature when you're not even accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. I'm just trying to ignore all the glitches, because Yuri had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki is... You've certainly got a big mouth for someone who keeps their manga collection in the club room. Monica, do you mind taking a step back, please? And I feel like Yuri's... Wait, is the... yeah, the club room is like tilted, and I feel like Yuri's a lot more zoomed in. Natsuki finds herself between Monica and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back to her seat. I'm sorry, Jam. Well, make sure you feel comfortable first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club after all, perhaps you have an interest in picking up a book to read. Well, I can only say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now, so it really feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. If you really don't want to, then forget it. I said anything, I guess. No, it's not that, Yuri. I just repel this club, so even if I don't read often, I'll be happy to pick up a book if you want me to. Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention span, even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted to. This is so cute. Even though the tilted screen's kind of making me emotion a bit sick. How is this girl being accidentally so cute? She even picked a book she thinks I like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Give me this. Phew. I feel like... Is she getting more zoomed in? Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Oh, thank God it's gone back to normal. Now that everyone is settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her tense expression like she's been waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki's been rummaging around in the closet, so we should be getting Yuri. I'm curious to talk to Yuri a bit more, but at the same time, I'd feel bad for distracting her from reading. I'm catching a glimpse of the cover. It looks like a book that she lent to me. It's more than that. She seems to be in the first few pages. Crap. I think she must have noticed me looking at her. She snoops another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. That is the worst, at least for me. But that only makes her face hide deeper in a book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I'm one of this sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, I don't know if this is meant to happen, but there's like a line across here. Oh, and I think the picture of Sayori's gone. Thank God. It's fine. Oh, where's her eye going? It's like drifting off left. Yeah, that is moving. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have even noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit. This. I'm just rereading it. That's the book you gave me, right? I wonder how far the eye's gonna get. I just wanted to reread some of it. Oh, there you go. Thank you. And the line's gone, so it definitely was like meant to be there. Not for any particular reason. Just curious how you have two copies of the same book. Well, I stopped at the bookstop yesterday, and that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them. Oh, I see. Something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. What, the fact that she just happened to buy two of them the day she met you? Yeah, that's super weird, man. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear it. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and related story. Is that so? What's the story about, anyway? Well, look at the book, the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front of the cover. Basically, it's about this religious camp that turns into a human experiment prison. And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them to killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility... Why is she so happy when she's talking about this? This is brilliant. It's like when Saru was talking about being depressed and then giggled afterwards. But the facility gets even worse when they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and asphyxiating them too. Jesus Christ, Yuri. Oh, that might be a little bit of a spoiler. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. I'm a bit worried about Yuri, honestly. I wish we had Natsuki for the creepy stuff, because she's a lot cuter. Whatever. Nothing about the limbs. I would hope so. It's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came out of nowhere. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Jam? No, it's not that. It's just... I mean, I could definitely enjoy those types of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Well, I totally forgot Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and recluse on the outside, but her mind must be completely different, like just constant thunderclouds. It's just that this kind of story is the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. What about a human experiment present? Right, okay. When horrible things happen to not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people and we are all worthless anyway. Oh, of course, you know, just how it is. Then suddenly... I'm rambling, aren't I? There's one way to put it. Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, it's alright then. But I guess I should let you know that I have this problem. When I like things like books and writing for my thoughts, my whole body gets incredibly... I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So is this like getting an insight into Yuri's mind, which I'm kind of worried about. So, I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. You've said a lot of strange things. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. So can this guy not understand what the black text is? Oh, he doesn't hear it. The least I can do is listen. It's about the electric club, after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Yeah. Cool. I mean, you don't have to, but... what are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I put in my bag. Alright, if it's fine if I just sit here, right? I slip into the next seat to Yuri. Well, are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is reading with company with someone else. I see. You're already sad. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. Yeah, the picture of Sarah is gone, that's nice. I soon understand what Yuri means by reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not particularly a bad thing, maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realise she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. Looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just bathing in the feeling. Okay. Yuri, you apologise a lot, do you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. Cool. I mean, here's this. Here, this should work, right? I slam my desk until it's touching Yuri's. I missed that. I suppose so. I'm guessing they just moved the desk here so they could read the same book. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. I was just leaning in a bit. Our shoulders are almost touching. Ooh, a bit scandalous. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Okay, so every character gets this sort of like close-in shot. I do the same thing with my right arm on the right side. That's the way I turn the page, and Yuri slides it under my thumb, her thumb, after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together. It's actually kind of distracting me. Yeah, I can tell. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face. She's in the corner of my vision. That's a bit weird. Are you ready? No? To turn the page. Sorry, I think I got a bit distracted for a second. It's understandable. Have a great day. I looked over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. She's smiling at me. Okay, that's nice. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri's no longer asking me if we're ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she's finished the page before me, so I turn it of my own volition. We continue to read the first chapter in silence. Even so, we can't really talk and read at the same time, I feel like. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate action. My thumb gently lets go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side, and she catches it under her own thumb, like a trick shot. Just Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character reminds me of you a little bit. Her eyes getting more red. If you can, like, see, because there used to be, like, one spot, and there was about 4. No, I don't relate to the character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking the way she second-guesses everything, and she says, and all that. I don't like her smile, it's freaking me out. That's what you were talking about. Sorry, okay, we've gone back to normal. Thank God. I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? No, never mind. We don't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came into my head. Yuri, you feeling alright? Yeah. Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. Not to mention the creepy smile she's given me. You can rest if you're feeling sick or anything. Your breathing is a little... Are you breathing? Yuri puts a hand on her chest, as if to feel her unhappy. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Right. Alright, don't push yourself. I can imagine this isn't what happens if you pick Yuri, because I don't think anything creepy happens up until Sarah does what she does. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? Gem? Did something happen just now? I have no idea. Yuri's just acting like a stranger, I guess. So, you don't know anything? Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about that? Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure that you didn't say anything to her. Is that likely? No, nothing. Don't worry, I believe you, silly. You just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why do you start sharing our poems with each other? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I figured we just get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. Is that okay with you? Because I know how much you like Yuri, just saying. And the bow looks like Cat is. Stand up. I'll make a mental note of where I left off in the book and slip it back into my bag. So are the poems gonna be like weird, or are they gonna be the same? I told Natsuki I was interested in poetry yesterday. It's probably only fair if I share mine first. And I guess we have to do Monica's because Yuri's not home. Hey Jam, have a good time so far? Yeah, glad to hear it. By the way, this is good new and everything. If you have any suggestions, like new activities and stuff we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. I'm definitely going to be afraid to bring things up. I'm a prophet. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I get more settled in. Yeah, same. Anyway, want to share what the poem would be? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I would. Don't worry, Jem. We're all the little birds today, you know? It's that sort of barrier that we'll learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I'm Monica by Power. Good job, Jam. It's going ooh in my head as I read it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to do something so deep. I also underestimated you. Oh. You gotta keep your expectations high for me. It's easy to keep my expectations low. Dude, we've gotta communicate, otherwise we're gonna get the wrong message across. Don't we always count when I put some effort in? That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know what, Yuri likes this kind of writing. How would you know? We've only just started sharing each other's poems. Rain that's full of imagery. Oh, she likes that. Okay, that makes sense. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is totally detached from reality. I don't mean that it's a bad thing, though. But sometimes I just feel like she's imprisoned. Get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends too much time in her own head, and that's probably a much more interesting place for her. That's why I get so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must really be starved for social interaction. So don't blame me for coming on. Don't blame her for coming on like strongly. Why don't you talk to her as the club president? Like earlier, I think if she gets too stimulated, that she ends up withdrawing and looking for a long time. Suddenly the door opens. Yuri? I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. We just started sharing poems with each other. Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologise. We still have plenty of time, so I'm glad that you took all the time that you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose you should get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, it's not very good. I sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. Okay, so this is basically the same. Wait, is it? But he wasn't looking at me, confused. I frantically. Oh, so this is sort of like a part 2. So he was looking. So the last 2 lines of that last one was, I was looking. I realised I wasn't looking out. I was looking in, and he was. I realised I wasn't looking in. I was looking out, and he on the other side was looking in. So this is like a part 2. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings, but my burned eyes can no longer see colour. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrolling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandished my pen. So it's very obvious Monica's like she either knows she's like in control here, because she's like, when Sari would judge what she does, she's like, I know a lot more than you think I do. And she also says you kind of left her. Oh, that's pretty dark. She says you kind of left her hanging this morning. So it's very obvious she's like she's self-aware, and or maybe not self-aware, but she's changing things in the game, because when it says, but he wasn't looking at me, confused, I look at my surroundings. So I think it's more the fact that she realised she's in the game, she's looking out at me, I guess, and it's sort of like she's jealous because I'm going for these other girls instead of her. That's just what I think, anyway. So what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not the right person to ask for feedback. That's okay. Yeah, don't worry, that kind of style has got pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. Was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I used to say I had some sort of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a little bit. Epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, but it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone was better friends with each other. Anyway, here's the Monica's writing tip of the day. I think that's just gonna be same. Your brain gets too fixed on point. You'll never make progress. Force yourself later. Anyway, if you keep your pen in some spot, you get a job. Ink. Just try and move your hand and go for it. That's my best for today. Thanks for listening. Okay. So I'm interested to see Yuri's poem because this is more fixated towards her. As Yuri puts, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. Acting. He's gonna hate me. In brackets. You didn't say anything wrong, Yuri. Huh? I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Haha. Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Well, we're just like that good. Really? That's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually the first time I've written. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri says blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. Ishman, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She's embarrassed that she's wrong, which is kind of human, I guess. She shoots her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. Just there's a specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. Oh, Sarah's picture's back, great. That's everyone. Runs around the room. It was a little more stressful than I anticipated. The music's a bit weird now. Like, as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities, even if they just being nice. There's no way my poem can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. A sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monica is writing something in a notebook. My eyes went with Yuri and Natsuki. During the exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As if the tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyes furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Yeah? Did you say something? It's nothing. Natsuki dismissively turns to the poem of the desk with one hand. Okay, so this is a bit where I turn to Sayori for, but since she's not here, this could get awkward. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? You played about the feeling of people giving up. How is that cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. So you mean you have to try to say something nice? Thanks, but it didn't come out nice at all. But I do have a couple of suggestions. If I was looking for a suggestion, I'd have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monica liked it, Jam did too. And based on that, I'm gladly give you suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to be changed anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. Yeah, I don't know what she's gonna say, and Jam liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. So he suddenly stands up. Oh, I didn't realize you were trying so invested in impressing our new member, Yuri. Listen, why? You're just. Yuri stands up. Maybe you're just jealous that Jam appreciated my advice more than you appreciated yours. Huh? And how do you know that you didn't appreciate my advice more? Well, neither of you particularly gave me advice. Well, I guess Yuri kind of did by saying just do you and stop trying to make your style more deliberate. Natsuki didn't really give me advice. I don't think. You that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Well, you know what? I was the one who's booed so much the crew size bigger as soon as Jam started showing up. This is why I like Natsuki. She just honestly, like, with the burns. Natsuki? Natsuki, that's a little. This doesn't involve you. Taking out your own insecurities on others like that. I'm just gonna ignore this because this is creepy. You really act as young as you look, Natsuki, in the music speeding up. Me? Look who's talking, you wanna be edgy bitch. Edgy. Sorry, that's my lifestyle. It's too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend. See? Just say something in the lap proves my point. Most people learn to get... I feel like I'm talking faster. Most people, get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know? If you wanna prove something, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only thing cute about you is how hard you try. Whoa. Be careful, you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad, you already do that, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with you? Your head? Yeah, go on. Let Jam hear everything you really think. I'm sure head over your heels over you after this. Suddenly Yuri turns to me if she's no there just standing there. Jam! She's trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. How do I... Well, okay, I'm not pressing. Yuri. Okay, Natsuki, I guess. Yuri. What? What the hell's going on? This one. Oh, hello. How you doing? Hey Jam. Why don't you step outside for a little bit? Okay. Holy shit. Okay, there are a couple of things I need to comment now. First off, they've never sworn until now. 2, you're trying so hard, you edgy bitch. It's such a good line from Natsuki. 3, I just quit with their voices because the music was getting faster and the black edges were getting closer and it was starting to get static and I was scared. So I just cut the voice out and just tried to get through that as fast as I could. And also, something I did notice is that the writing appeared on the side when Monica took center screen. So it's like she didn't want to block out what she was saying. They really shouldn't have tried to get him involved like that. It's probably better for us to stay out here for a bit. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling at each other. Also, Natsuki telling Yuri that she cut herself. She knows she cuts herself. Is that... Because I kind of suspected that with the raccoon poem, but still. Some person I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members. They did not argue that badly the first time, so I understand. I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive, but I know I never had it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, if that makes you feel like you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. Right, I'm picking up what you put it down, Monica. I'll be happy to spend more time with you instead. Suddenly Natsuki runs out the door. She's crying. What did Yuri say to her? She quickly runs away. Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're done. I still like Natsuki more than Yuri, so it kind of... What did she say? I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. What did you say? Yuri's rocking back and forth in a desk with the palms on the forehead. Yuri? I didn't mean it. I believe you. This is the first time I've seen a lot like that. I had no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. What did? Jam, please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. What did you say? Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will have forgotten all about it tomorrow. Completely. Well, she's in charge, right? So could she erase her memory? Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me as if she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monica. You can go first, Monica. I'd like to stay a bit longer. I'm the president. Sure, I should be the last one out. Oh, I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm vice president, so let me just take responsibility for today. It kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. It's not that. It's not that. I didn't get much chance to discuss my book with Jam. It'd be nice. It would just be embarrassing if you listened. I sort of don't really have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing trouble. But I appreciate. I understand. I'm gonna turn on some lights. I really shouldn't have waited till it gets dark to do this. Alright, so we're still going for Yuri. Okay, so it seems like very clear that Monica is in charge. Okay, Judgment, Depression, Graveyard, Universe, Frightening, Broken. So it does feel like a lot of the words for Sayori that changes Sayori are now for Yuri again. Secretive, Disoriented, Death, Atone, Landscape, Disaster, Afterimage, Unrequited, and then we'll just do the last 4 for Natsuki. Party, Anime, this one's Flower, Bet. There we go.